made my own lane, they creeping where they father slept. Time to wake them up, niggas been sleeping like a narcoleptic. Soft jab only makes for a harder step. Pen in the times, keep me in line with where the artists rap. Guard your neck, Boo told you that in 9-2. My shorty the hardest in the crew, and she fine too. Never gotta fear, it's clear. I got to see the trust. Niggas can't keep up, they gon' have to eat my dust. What's going on, world? It's your boy Gemini Brown here, back with another episode of Nalo Kicking Knowledge. Today, we'll be talking about the most intelligent zodiac signs and a couple things you need to know about that. So, let's get into it. Before we get into it, I want to bring to your attention once again, I've just released a new musical project called The Son of Gemini 2, which is more than just music. It's a audio experience where I showcase all sides of myself as an artist, but also as a metaphysical teacher. So if you're interested in getting another perspective of Nalo Kicking Knowledge, check that out. Also, I've published my book, Astrology of the Matrix, been out 2 years now. And that gives you a broader view of a way that I think and how I view things. So what I have on my website is a bundle. You can get both a digital copy of my book, Astrology of the Matrix, along with a copy of my album, The Son of Gemini 2. You can get both for just $29.99, and it gets better. Those of you who purchase the creative bundle get $30 off your next reading from me, coaching session, whatever you like. All right. So definitely check that out. As with, anyone, I have my own personal goals for my projects, to meet. So I would love if you guys can assist me within hitting those marks and reaching those goals. All right. What are the most intelligent zodiac signs? This is actually a question that I get asked often. And I recently got asked, and I'm like, oh shit, it's Gemini season. What better time to do this, okay? Before I get into it, I gotta say this, intelligence, right? Intelligence can be defined a whole lot of ways. And I don't know the Webster's definition. But I look at intelligence is not how smart you are. Intelligence, to me, Mercury dominant here, so I think I know what I'm talking about. Intelligence is your ability to adapt to circumstances. And one of those things within life, one way that you'll always be able to adapt or need to be able to adapt, you have to be able to learn things. So your Mercury, which is a part of your intelligence, is how you learn things. And me being me, I know that no two people learn things the same way. There can be learning styles and similarities. Everyone's going to do something different with their intelligence, which I can extend to the whole chart, okay? But we want to really understand that your intelligence is your ability to adapt, to continue to evolve, to learn new things, to reinvent your mind. The thing about it, y'all, is that many people who pick up on it are like, you're Mercury dominant. There has to be something to that. There is, but it's not in the surface way in which you think. Whatever Mercury symbolizes within astrology, to really get to the deeper layer of Mercury, the magician, the Hermes archetype, that is the work. That is the journey. That is alchemy. And like I said, if you want to hear more of this in a condensed way, check out my album. All right. So with that said, many of us, we look towards in the chart Mercury. So let's knock off the board here. Both Mercury signs, Gemini and Virgo, are going to be falling on this list. Let's start with Gemini. Gemini's intelligence is in its natural state. Both signs are actually mutable, which is about transitioning, which is about adapt. The intelligence of Gemini really shines through, and not in its ability to know little tidbits, but really in the ability to connect the dots. A true Gemini never picks a side, never is polarized, unless we're defending other Geminis. But for the most part, the gift of Gemini is to be able to see the multiple perspectives. So I remember someone commenting on one video, I talked about how playing the devil's advocate is a trash thing. And I remember someone was like, it's because you don't know how to do it. It's actually a beautiful thing and it really shows how smart you are. Not really. Like I said, the Gemini in its highest form is the devil's advocate. Wink, wink. All right. Now, there other good things that come with Gemini energy is a lightning quick processing speed. And in this day and age of different styles and stuff, I gotta tell you, as a mercurial person, part of my evolution in life is adjusting towards the processing speeds of others and just understanding everyone doesn't process like you. But I got to tell you, it's very refreshing for me when I am able to process with people who kind of think quickly. It's a natural thing for me. So that is one of the gifts of Gemini energy. But at the same time, that lightning quick thing can create lack of focus or put the attention in too many different directions. So let me get to some astrology here. When we look at the lotus of Gemini, the energy of it, we find Leo in the 3rd house, and opposite to that in the 9th house, we find Aquarius. Aquarius is a highly intellectual, inventive, innovative sign. That's the highest potential of Gemini energy and what one can do with their intelligence. And then via the 3rd house, we see intelligence for Gemini as being a talent, something that comes with the sign that allows you to be unique, your ability to communicate in various ways. All right. Moving on, then we get to Virgo. Now, this is what I love about Virgo. I remember when I first was discovering myself, seeing my moon sign, my rising, I'm like, Virgo? There's nothing Virgo about me. Then I got to understand the energy, and I was like, holy shit. So as someone who has a strong Gemini influence, Mercury and Sun in Gemini, my Virgo energy helps me ground my curiosity or the airiness of Gemini. It also helps me process what facts actually matter. So Geminis or Gemini energy could fall in love with knowing things for the sake of knowing them. And sometimes some information isn't useful. Virgo's intelligence is set to understand what facts or information is useful and to build upon one's intelligence. So here in Earth, it's like, okay, what am I doing with what I've learned? Where in air, it's kind of like you can get a real buzz off of the mental processing that comes with an idea. But Virgo is compelled to put it into action to see results. It's very concerned with, okay, what results is this going to produce? So then the next thing with Virgo is that Virgo is, this is the key thing for any sign could take this away. Virgo is the work. So you got to have a talent. You got to have an idea. If you never put that plan or idea into motion, break it down, it just stays there. So Virgo and its intelligence is a way of grounding intellect to therefore be put to use. Okay. Virgo has Scorpio in the 3rd house, which is big, and it has Taurus in the 9th house and Gemini in the 10th. So actually, like, Virgo's meant to be known for their intelligence. Makes sense when you really think about it. Moving on. Now, these next 2 signs, you'll be able to see the link, with the others. So the next sign of supreme intelligence, I believe, is Scorpio. And if you read my book, Astrology of the Matrix, you'll see Scorpio's expanded influence regarding other planets. So I'll tell you, Mercury has a special connection in the sign of Scorpio. Mercury operates very well in Scorpio because one is able to channel passion, intensity, and ultimately focus. And when we're emotionally connected to something, you discover something in Scorpio that it can come across negative, but it can really work for you. And this particular thing is needed to connect to higher genius. You need to be blank with something in order to achieve greatness from it. So check out my book, or, you know, just read between the clues. There's a word here, the intelligence in Scorpio becomes, there's another word with applying what it knows or achieving its aims. So this intelligence can really see something in the mind and bring it into fruition. This is the magician, all right? This is the magician aspect of Mercury in full bloom. It can be that way in other signs, but in Scorpio, yeah, it does what it does. And the intelligence is penetrating. The memory is like on point. Yeah, it's a lot. Don't sleep on Mercury and Scorpio. For Scorpio here has Capricorn in the 3rd place, okay? And then has Cancer in its 9th, Gemini in its 8th, okay? All you want to keep this in mind, and it has in its 11th. So one's dreams, hopes, dreams, or wishes are very much so connected to their intelligence. It's like, I got a mission here. It's to apply this shit. Aquarius. So, you know, someone wants to, Aquarius is number 1. I respect this energy. I respect this energy a lot. Aquarius energy is intelligence. It's inventive intelligence, innovative. So remember, going back to what I say, it's your ability to adapt. It's your ability. Here in Aquarius is like, the intelligence is like, there's a need in society that needs to be filled. Keep in mind, Aquarius is the 6th place, of Virgo, okay? And Virgo is the 8th place of Aquarius. Food for thought here. So Aquarius is meant to transform shit via its intelligence, the application of their intelligence. And others are supposed to marvel to some extent at the intelligence or the unique abilities, the innovative qualities of Aquarius, hence the Leo in the 7th. And then when you really look at it, it's like with that, it's like you're intelligent. What we find here is that, I'm gonna try to use an analogy like this because Aquarius is like scientific, or the scientist. What is a scientist without guinea pigs or things or people to test on and then get the feedback, which is essential towards the data and knowing what works and what is needed. So I encourage you to ponder all of these. Guys, you can debate this if you want, but just know I am approaching this topic from the position of an astrologer from over 10 years now, as well as a school teacher, where I've been able to see intelligence play out in different ways, in different forms. With that said, an honorable mention that I do want to give here is to Pisces. As a teacher, particularly at the middle school level, I find Pisces students to be some of the best, and school be such a natural thing for them. I think when that Pisces gets into that adolescent period, it can get crazy. But when Pisces has the structure needed to grow, you get amazing results, okay? So these are the most intelligent zodiac signs in my particular viewpoint. Feel free to comment and chime in. Let me know what you think. What's your Mercury? How have you actualized that? How do you like to learn? All that good jazz. Check out my products, GeminiBrown.com. Till next time, peace.